Hey everybody, it's Mr. P. I am here with Mr. Casey. Mr. Casey, thanks for
Hey,
joining
buddy.
us. How you doing out there?
Hey, buddy. I
It looks
miss you.
like I can you repeat that one more time?
So I miss you, P.
Wow. I uh mm,
You don't know where to go from that now.
mm,
I have completely stumped you in the first
I
10 seconds of this
miss
conversation.
you too. I miss you too. Of course I miss you. It looks like I thought Subaru Park was shuttered.
No, I actually live here now. That's how quarantine is going in our house. I
Yeah,
am
your family has relegated you
That's
to
right.
your booth in the stadium.
Exactly right. And it is also nighttime here, always.
Yes, I could see that. The field looks tremendous.
I just mowed it not
I
too long
can
ago.
see
You're,
my seats right over your right shoulder.
yeah, it's empty like it usually is on match days, too.
That's not true.
That's not
Um, Listen, before we get started, I got to throw this out there. I hope you don't mind. Today's a big day for you. Happy birthday, buddy.
Hey, thanks, man.
One
It
more
is.
trip around the sun for you.
I am, I believe, 1 year less than you, correct?
We could talk about that off camera. I'm not really sure. I mean,
My age is a single digit that repeats.
mine is one higher than that.
You're, wasn't it? What was
33,
what was MJ's number on his return? What numbers did MJ wear?
23,
Right, but then what
and
else?
the other one.
The other one is the one it is, isn't it?
I don't even know. I don't know the number. That's what I'm
45.
getting. Oh, 45.
I totally
Yeah.
could be making that up though. I don't know.
I'm 45. That would make you 44.
44.
Yep.
Who's the most famous athlete to wear 44?
That's a Yankee.
Nope.
Yankee was a good guess. Who is it?
Hank Aaron, the
Hank
Hammer.
Aaron, of course. Hank the Tank.
Man.
I wore my union stuff for you today. Did you notice?
Yeah, you look
Did
good.
you see that? And I could see you wore the P for me.
Yeah, I wore the P because I'm UNP and I'm representing my Pitman High School pride right now.
Get the camera down. That's not the best angle for you.
Hey,
Listen,
look at us, man. Look at us. Look at us.
right?
Right?
Traveling through space and time.
Am I right? Why'd you turn blue?
I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe blood flow issue.
the whole background turned blue right now.
This is dinging still. He's dinging. Can I do the interview? You just relax. I do the talking. This is going to be one time where I'm allowed and expected to talk and you answer. There's nowhere to walk away to. There's no class. The bell isn't going to ring. You're all mine for the next.
Every day in school, you're just spending the time talking.
Well, then now you know why I need to do this. I need this.
All right. Let's do it. I'm ready. Bring it on.
How's your birthday going?
Birthday is going outstandingly at this point. Is outstandingly a word?
Nope.
No, I don't think so. It's going great. I'm having a great day. It's a little bit chillier than I'd like. We went out for a run this morning.
Thanks for calling me.
Yeah, social distancing, it's probably not safe for us.
We could run on opposite sides of the street.
That's just weird. But anyway. Yeah, no, it's going great.
And what are your plans for tonight with celebrations?
I don't really know.
I could call back and we could sing happy birthday to you.
Yeah, let's do it, man. It'll involve a meal. I'm sure it will involve some sort of a birthday song at some point with Anna, come over here real quick and say hi to Mr. P and tell Mr. P, say hi to everybody in Pitman High School. Ready?
Hi, Anna. How are you?
Mr. P wants to know what we're doing tonight for my birthday. Do you know?
Did you get a cake or bake a cake?
I don't know what we're doing.
Oh, dear Lord.
All right.
Wait.
Okay.
What did you, let me ask you, Mr. Casey, what did you have for dinner last night?
It's a great question. And
I know it comes as a surprise.
No, I really appreciate you asking. I had a fine meal of beef and zucchini over rice that my beautiful wife made. And then we also had some leftover eclair pie from Anna's birthday.
Wow.
Now, it's also commonly referred to as icebox cake sometimes. So
Yeah.
it's,
I
you
haven't
know,
had that in a while. You don't
uh,
see that too much anymore.
it's so good. It's
It
so
is
good.
good. Yeah. That's nice. That sounds good. Good
Hey,
for
hey, hey, how about you? What did you have for dinner last week?
Thanks for asking. I appreciate that. I had leftovers. We had ziti, or for those of you that have watched previous episodes, macaroni, and some
Macaroni.
meatballs, and
Gotta be macaroni. It's gotta be macaroni. It's
it's got
gotta
to
be.
be. It's a rule. It's a rule. Yeah. I
Do
mean,
you have gravy or sauce?
um, well, I can't answer that question because it's in the bowl, the bowl of questions.
Oh, it's
So
in the bowl.
depending on what you pick coming
I,
up, I don't want to give anything away, but maybe we'll find out.
I can't wait until the bowl of questions segment of this conversation.
Yes, it's coming. Just
Wow.
stay in your seat, stay in the cockpit.
I'm ready to go.
So anyway, I appreciate you doing this. I am grateful to have you, especially on your birthday. I appreciate you
Wow.
giving me the time.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's the nicest things I think you've ever said to me without a smarky comment afterwards.
I know. Well, I'm delirious. We're all dealing with quarantine in our own way,
I appreciate it.
I was wondering if you could tell me how things are going for you personally since you've been home. How are you making out?
We're doing well. It's a balance during the school day of trying to get, Elena, my oldest, she's pretty much independent and do her own thing. My son Micah and Anna having to try to get their work done and balance the work that my wife and I have to do. It's been a bit of a balance, but I think we're in a good flow right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been
That's
getting starting a day off with a morning run that I've gotten Micah and Elena to join me on, so that's been fun to do.
That's cool.
Yep.
It actually serves two purposes. We try and take at least a walk, a good walk per day, just to get the kids outside and tire them out a little bit. I mean, otherwise, there's been a couple nights where we look at each other and we're like, we literally haven't even walked outside of the house.
Right. Now, Anna, my youngest, she's been having, she has a friend down the street that she plays with, but she plays on one side of the street and the friend's on the other side of the street.
Okay.
It's really,
Interesting. It is. It's sad. It's sad for the kids. Could you talk about, are they driving you crazy? I'm sure you've run the gamut of emotions. At times they have, but on the whole, as a parent, how are you? Do you make time for yourself and try and keep the kids in a routine?
Honestly, I think it's been great because it's allowed us to do things that in the hectic schedule of the day we wouldn't normally get a chance to do. So Mike and I have gotten a chance to get in the backyard a lot and knock the soccer ball around. He got a new soccer net back there, and we bought another sort of soccer game. And so we've really been getting the long games out and playing those.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been doing some things together that I think it's been great because we wouldn't otherwise have a chance to do that.
Nice.
So,
yeah. I'm in the same boat. Yeah. It feels like time slowed down a little bit. You get a chance to do things that you either don't do or kind of are rushing through.
Right.
Could you tell us what any pop culture? Are you watching a show? I'm sure you're reading a book. Could you tell us what you are consuming?
So, let's see. Right now, my wife and I are watching the Good Morning Show, which is on Apple TV. Jennifer Aniston, Steve Carell, Reese Witherspoon.
I'm not familiar, to tell you the truth.
It's really good. It was nominated for a bunch of Golden Globes. Not really, I would say, kid-friendly from the language standpoint and all of that.
Right.
So that's currently what we're watching. I just finished up Sunderland Till I Die season 2 on Netflix, which was a soccer show about Sunderland.
Which you
Another
recommended.
great one is The English Game. The English Game was by the guy who created Downton Abbey, but it follows the creation of the FA Cup, which is an English soccer tournament. So,
okay.
I've not watched the Tiger King. I have not watched the Tiger King.
I watched it. It
Why am I
was
surprised?
Actually, I didn't finish it. I'm not even sure I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
I felt like I got the gist of it in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I get it. It was some weird people, some quirky personalities. But I think it's good for, that's another thing. I'm probably watching some things while I'm home that I wouldn't have watched otherwise, that included.
Yeah.
So it's
What are
fine.
you
It was entertaining. What were you going to say?
reading? What are you reading?
I am, I just finished the Beastie Boys have a book that I listened to. So,
I mean, I realize at this point of the conversation, I feel like we probably have already lost half of the people that had started to listen. So
that's
now
not true.
we're not talking.
They're hanging on to every word.
I mean-
Stop asking me the questions. I'm the interviewer.
All right.
It's Q and A.
Well,
Right?
I mean,
You're the A guy. Just let it flow.
I don't really
I'm
know
talking.
that.
You're not even. You asked me the question about what I'm reading. I can't even get the answer out before you're moving on.
Well, because you're not reading it, you're listening to it. Is that really?
But I'm also reading a book. I was going to get to that, but you cut me off.
Go ahead.
I'm listening. I'm reading with my ears the Beastie Boys book, which I just finished.
Okay.
All right, that was good. Obviously, you have to be a Beastie Boys fan, which I
Right.
am. But
Right.
one cool thing about the audio version was that each chapter is narrated by somebody different. And they have a ton of celebrities narrate different chapters. So they have a lot of Saturday Night Live alumni.
Nice.
They have John C. Reilly, Chuck D, a lot of famous people. But they're narrating the voice of the Beastie Boys. So it was good. That was good. And then still talking. The book that I'm reading with my eyeballs is the story of the Tragically Hip, which in all honesty, I was reading probably right before we went to virtual learning. So it's the same book. But I'm like at the tail end of it. And that book stinks. And I'm a huge Tragically Hip fan, but it's not, it's a poor overview of the band's history, in my opinion.
Wow.
Now, what's your next question? What would you like to know now?
No, I mean, I'm good. I'm just merely here to answer all the questions.
I'm not sure I'm going to make it through this.
But I will tell you that if we were to balance the amount of time of who's actually doing most of the talking, I mean, you're really only asking a question so that you can then provide an answer back.
You're making me realize why I prefer to do this with students. All right.
I could have told you that from Jump Street, man. I tried to start it off good by saying I missed you, and then it quickly devolves.
You derailed it.
Yes.
Right. You had to throw me off my trail. Just let me get to the next question. Here,
right,
let me look at my list. Well, we did that.
That's a solid look at your hat right there.
Yeah. What would you say is the worst thing about being home?
Hey, how many stars are on the Union logo?
13.
And what do they represent?
The 13 colonies.
Oh, boy. Well done. What was your question?
What is the worst thing about being home?
So the worst thing about being home, now I'm not really a homebody. I'm a guy that likes to be out and about and doing things with the family outside of the house, right? So like a lot of times in the summer, there's a million things I should be doing at home, but I'd rather go to the beach. I'd rather go.
Like to get outside.
So not having the outlet of going someplace to be able to do things has probably been the toughest part for me. Mm-hmm. Because I don't necessarily like to be home so much.
Okay.
So, we try to.
Thank you for that answer.
I'm not done yet. I wasn't done yet.
How has your classroom teaching experience changed from being in your room in B hallway to home?
Well, it's been more of a challenge because everything that you take for granted that you do in the classroom that is easy to do now becomes more of a challenge on a virtual level, right? Like something as simple
including this friendship.
Well, that's always been difficult. So there was never a time when that was easy. So like, just providing the documents for the kids that they can actually write on or digest in a way where in the classroom it's much easier to do. But it's also provided different avenues, for you to be able to do some different things. Like we just did a virtual tour of Ellis Island. We're
That's
doing some
cool.
stuff, and we did a virtual tour of the Statue of Liberty. So, yeah.
Have you had Zoom meetings with the students?
How's the school experience been for you?
Good. I'm doing all virtual high school stuff.
Oh yeah. So
So
really,
it's not that much different, but
yeah.
it's hard to explain. I still have our students taking virtual high school classes, so
Yes.
I have a smaller number, but I get what you're saying.
Right. Wow.
If you could give a message to your students, to your students, like if you could say, not to all students, but like if you could give students a tip for being more successful in your classroom or, in a virtual classroom setting in general, what would you tell them? What do you as a teacher wish that they would do?
I think just by going through the experience with Lena, who's a freshman in high school, and seeing
That's your daughter.
Yeah, my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I would say time management is probably the time management, and stay on a schedule is probably been the two things that I've seen with her. In
Mm-hmm.
that when she's up earlier and has more of a regular schedule going, she seems to be getting through her assignments pretty well. But it's the days when the schedule sort of doesn't happen, that it becomes more difficult for her. So I think that's probably the biggest thing from a class standpoint is the time management aspect.
Okay. Is there, do you think we're going to go back?
I mean, I really want to say yes, because I would love for the seniors to have the opportunity, even if we go back in like June, right? Just so the seniors can have the opportunity to put on a cap and gown and have some sort of a graduation. So we could have a semblance of a prom, right? Maybe if it's even in the cafeteria gym. And I'm just speaking without knowing any of the details or facts on any of this, right? But
Right.
My hope is that we go back for them, just so they have some closure on all of it.
Mm-hmm. Let's say we do go back. What would be the first thing you would do when you get into the building?
Wow. First thing, well, I think I'd probably unlock my classroom.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the first thing. Then I would turn the lights on, would be the second thing.
And you gotta make your tea.
No, I don't do that in the beginning of the day.
That's the afternoon.
Hot cinnamon sunset, which is my tea of choice, happens.
I was debating on wearing union stuff or getting dressed up in a suit and having a mug of tea.
Oh man, do you have a bow tie?
No.
You need to get a bow tie.
Because I'm normal.
No, I mean, listen, there's nothing not normal about wearing a bow tie. It's only not having the confidence to wear the bow tie. You want to wear a bow tie.
You've worked the bow tie so that anybody else that does want to wear a bow tie has to be like an homage to you. It's like you've made it such a thing that nobody else could even do it and be like individual about it. It has to be, I'm doing this because Mr. Casey's doing it.
There's plenty of room on the bow tie bus for everybody. I don't want you to think like that. Listen, the first thing that I would do is I would come find you and give you a big hug, buddy.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
We've got it on recording.
Look at us. Look at what this has turned us into.
Yes. Affectionate.
Ugh. All right, next question. Keep going.
What would you say is the best thing about Pitman High School?
The best thing about Pitman High School?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the kids, the students. They make our job so incredibly easy that when I talk to teachers who are in other districts and hear about the stuff that they have to deal with on a daily basis, and then you look at what we don't have to deal with in the form of, we have great kids. We teach great kids. Mm-hmm. Throughout the course of our day, for the most part, the kids come in, they do what they have to do. They're fun to talk with. We don't have to deal with a lot of the behavior management stuff that other buildings are having to deal with. So I think that is the number one answer of what I'll always tell people about what's great about working at Pitman is the quality of the kid that comes through Pitman High School, I think, is second to none.
Well said. Well said. So we talked about this before we started the show. I know you're looking forward to it. We talked about it in the beginning of the show.
This thing already, right?
Bowl question time. Bowl question time.
Yeah.
All right. Now for teachers, I've altered the parameters a little bit. We're still keeping the bowl full of questions related to me.
Okay.
These are all Mr. P trivia.
There's literally nothing in that bowl. The other bowl, there's nothing in.
Well, I just haven't had a chance to fill it as much, but it will be filled for future guests.
Questions about you, and there's literally no questions in the other one.
Well, this is the one that what can I tell you? We haven't gotten to this yet. This is famous Dewey Decimal numbers.
All right.
Which bowl would you like to take?
Oh, I want the bowl with Mr. P, clearly.
Okay. Here we go.
I only get to choose one, though? I can't have one from the other bowl, too?
No. My show. I'm going to mix them up. And do you mind if I pick the question?
No, I mean, by all means.
Okay,
I would like Dean to pick the question. Where's Dean?
Dean, he's tied up outside somewhere. My wife took all the children outside.
He's tied up. That's great.
It's a miracle that nobody's made an appearance. They're not tied up, people. They're not tied up. They're in another room watching SpongeBob like they've been doing for the past 6 hours. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
This is a good one for you. It's sports related.
Okay.
Right, I'm glad you got this. You have a good shot at getting this. Now,
right.
I haven't thought about this. For the students, I've done, if you get it right, I'll either throw a pizza party, buy you lunch, or waive your library fines.
You already owe me 4 lunches. You're probably 4 lunches behind.
All right. Well, we'll knock one of them off.
All right.
All right. So if you get it right, we'll talk about it. Obviously, I'm a big Flyers fan.
Yeah.
Name one of my 5 favorite Flyers of all time.
Yeah, definitely. That's Claude Giroux.
Claude Giroux is correct.
Yes.
Would you like to, just for giggles, see if you could get any of the others?
Well, now you're requiring me to have to know 5 names of Flyers. So I'm going to go Carter Hart.
No. He's too young. No, he's got to prove it.
Oh, this is all time? Like
all time. Yeah, not current.
On the current
Claude Giroux is one of my all-time 5 favorite Flyers. He's underrated in terms of his statistical output. He's been a great player.
Say 5 favorite Flyers 10 times real fast.
5? No, I'm not going to do that. Just, do you want to guess any of the other Flyers?
Sure. J.J. Daigneault.
No.
Ilka Sinisalo.
Nope. I'll tell you what they are.
Great names, though, right? Ron Hextall.
Yes, Claude Giroux was number 5. Hextall was number 4.
Okay.
I'm going in reverse order. So 3. Eric Lindros is 2.
My battery's
you're missing 1 and 3.
Oh, Rick Tocchet.
That's 1. You got my all-time favorite Flyer player, and you're missing number 3.
It's John LeClair.
He would have been like number 6, but I took him off.
Okay.
Rod Brindamore.
Brindy.
So let's go through now. If you could do them with their nicknames, you'd go Tock for Rick Tocchet.
Yeah.
Lindros would be E. Brindamore would be Brindy. Hextall would be Hexy, and Giroux would be G. Every hockey player has to have a cute nickname.
Nice.
So I'll put you down for the pizza party.
All right.
Real quick. I got 2 more questions. What would you say?
Wait. Let me just interrupt you for a second, because I do want to just indicate that my battery on my laptop is low right now. And
if your computer dies, we're doing this whole thing over again, and that's really your problem. You can't get through 20 minutes? Your battery?
I'm sure it was better than the first time.
2 more questions. What is the best part about being my friend? Or if you don't think we're friends, being my colleague?
Let's see. I just think it's your humility and your not wanting to talk about yourself so much, and being so open to just being a good listener and wanting to hear what others have to say with no indication of ever wanting to get it back to you. So I just really appreciate that.
Thank you. And is there anything you'd like to say to staff or students at Pitman High School before I let you go?
Well, to the students, I
Do you
definitely.
think I don't listen?
You're already not listening to me.
Go ahead.
You're unbelievable. I mean, if you could maybe just walk away now, so I could just talk directly to the students, that would be great. I would
You're just gonna have to wave, and I'll come back on camera.
That's all right. You can stay there. I would say that I miss the students. I miss the interactions with the kids on a regular. I miss interactions with the staff that we have. I like to keep it light. I like to have some fun, and I miss that camaraderie with students and staff. So,
which is really based on what you've said, we've accomplished by doing this video.
Definitely, we have.
You've gotten some fulfillment on your birthday. So I want you to consider this video my gift to you on your birthday. All right?
And consider the plateau reached. So
hey, thanks for doing this. I sincerely appreciate it. Maybe I'll drive by your house and honk at some point.
That
cool?
That would be creepy and stalkerish, and I'll probably call the cops.
And also not the first time.
Also not the first time. You are correct. Yeah.
All right, buddy. We'll talk, okay?
All right, man.
Hey, thanks for doing this. Talk to you soon.
All
right. See ya.
Yeah.